that we are going to leave blank for a table of contents. On technically page 3, we're going to go ahead and start numbering our page numbers. So in the right hand corner, let's go 1. In the next corner, we're going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we'll stop at 15 for now. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go back to page number 1. All right, on page number 1, it wants us to do our vocabulary sheet. So we're going to go ahead and go into our workbook, and the vocabulary sheet that you guys should have already done starts on page 7. So we're going to take page 7 from our workbook, and so page 7 and 8, and page 9 and 10. So both of those vocabulary sheets, just go ahead and pull them out of your workbook. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and place them on page 1. So page 7 is going to go first, right here. So we'll set that there. Make sure that the top is all the way at the top. It's okay if it covers the page number, because we're going to be able to flip it up and we'll see the page number. So then go ahead and flip that, and then you're going to go ahead and put the other page right here so it's also on the top. Just to save us some staples, what we're going to do now, my lights turned off. Okay. Just to save us some staples, we're now just going to go ahead and put two staples on the top. All right, so 1 and 2. All right, nice and easy. Okay, so now we can flip it up, we can see our page number, and we can flip it up on the back. All right, so now for page 3, we're going to go back to our workbooks, and we are going to go ahead, and we don't need this one. All right, the next thing that I want you to staple in is going to be page 13. So that's the CER rubric. So go ahead and rip that one out, so page 13. And then also, I'm going to want page 15 because I actually want the other side of it, so 16. Okay, so 13 and page 16 are what we need. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that. All right, on page 13, we're going to do the same thing. So make sure it's up at the top. Flip our page over, and then we'll put page 16 facing up. So the design challenge is on the front, so it looks like this. All right, so now we're gonna make sure they're both on the top. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and place our 2 staples on the top. Okay, so page 4 should look like this with the design challenge, and page 5 should look like this with your CER rubric and page number 3. Okay, we're going to move on to page 4 and 5. So on page 4 and 5, it wants the rest of our design challenge. So we're going to go back to our workbook again. Okay, and we are going to go ahead and take out pages 17, so page 17 from our workbook. Okay, 17 and 18. Okay, so we want that one, 17 and 18, and 19 and 20. Okay, so then we'll put that to the side again. Alright, so on page 5, we'll do your scale model that you guys should have drawn. Obviously, mine's blank. Okay, so your scale model, page 17, will be on the front, 17 and 18, and then on page 6, we're going to go ahead and do 19 and 20. Alright, again, so let's go ahead and make sure that the 2 pages are touching on the top, and we're going to place 1 and 2 staples. Okay, so just like that, page 5 should be page 17 from your workbook, and page 6 should be 19 and 20. Okay. All right, so now page 7. On page 7, we want this. It's the pre-anticipatory guide. So that's actually page 25 of your workbook. So go ahead and take that one out. And then we also want this Pangea pattern search activity, or pattern search directions. That's page 27. So we're going to take those 2. Okay, so the pre-anticipatory guide, we're actually going to go ahead and put on page 7. And the Pangea pattern processing and pattern search directions are just going to go on page 8. Okay, same thing again. We are going to go ahead and staple 1, 2. All right, for the next one, now we're going to go ahead and go back to our workbook. Okay, we're going to take page 29. See that there? Takes a minute for this thing to adjust. Okay, so it's 29. It looks like this, even though it's super blurry right now. There we go. All right, page 29. And page 31. Okay, we're taking those 2. This one should be filled in with these guys on it. All right, so these 2 are now going to go on page 9. So on page 9, let's go ahead and put this one first. 29 goes on page 9, and page 31 is going to go ahead and go on page 10. So just like this, the other side of it. All right, again, take our staples. 1, 2, 10. All right, and next we are at page 11 and 12. So that means we need the forces that change the face of Earth article. So we'll go back to our notebook again, and let's go ahead and find that. So that is going to be on page 35. So we want that, 35 and 37. We want those 2. Okay, so let's take those. Okay, let's put them on page 11. So we'll put this here. And page 37 on the back of it. Oops, my pages are stuck together. Be careful that you don't do that. So make sure it's on 11 and 12, and that the pages didn't stick together on you. Okay, so let's go ahead and staple these 2. All right, 1, oh dear, 1 and 2. Some technical difficulties there. 1 and 2. No. All right, 3 times your charm. All right, so that one's there. Okay, so now we're at page 13. And on page 13, it wants us to find the Continental Drift graphic organizer. So let's go ahead and do that. Back to our workbook. And that is going to be on page 40. So let's go ahead and grab that one, page 40. Okay, page 40 on page 13. And then we want how scientists date fossils, this article. Okay, and that's page 41. So we'll just go ahead and double check that's right. Okay, how do scientists determine the age of fossils? That's the one. So we'll go ahead and place those two there. All right. And then we're going to staple those two. And the stapler is a fun one. Okay, perfect. So there we go. Now we have page 15. So that's the last thing that we've done. Actually, it's not the last thing. It's the second to last thing. We're going to add one more thing to this notebook. Okay. So this is the relative dating. So on page 15, we're going to go ahead and put page 43. So relative dating. That one's going to go here, and we're looking at the layer of the rocks. So go ahead and staple that on there for us. 1, 2. Very good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to, so we did do that one last erosion lab, so I'm going to show you how each day we're going to document things in here. So let's go ahead and fill in our table of contents. So let's go back to our workbook. The geoscience processes activity, it actually starts on page 48. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so it starts on page 48, and then it goes to page 50, right here. Okay, goes to page 50. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna keep all of this on one page in our workbook, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so we're gonna say, we're gonna label it what the title of the lab was, so geoscience process activity. All right, and all of that is going to go on page 16. So now what we're going to do is, okay, we are going to go ahead and rip these pages out. So 48, take it out. 49, take it out. All right, perfect. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close our workbook. We're actually done with that for right now. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and take page 48 and 48 to 50, and we are going to go to page 15, like our table of contents told us to. My bad. Wait. Yeah, it's page 16. Okay, good. I'm glad I wasn't off. Okay, so page 16 is where it's going. All right, page 16. Okay, so we'll take those two papers and we'll put them right behind each other. So page 48 is going to go on top, and then page 49 and 50 will go behind it. We didn't do that part, so let's just keep that on the back. Just pretend it's not there. Okay, so then we will staple these two on top. So just put 1 and 2 staple staples. This is what happens to me. Oh, okay. And one more time. Okay, great. So now we have everything here, and yours is all filled out and beautiful and perfect and great. Okay, so here we go. All right. Now look how beautiful this is.